welcome to the Just Jim Radio Show. We're here today to offer our listeners inspiration, information, a little bit of upliftment, some ideas and concepts that can, open your mind a bit or wake up something in you that you haven't seen before, create a little bit more fulfillment in your life, and most certainly, definitely a little bit of fun. Fun makes things even better than they ever have been before. But really, looking about mind, body, spirit, and how our lives can be better as a result of us knowing who we are and being who we are truly in the world. Today we've got the opportunity to speak with Tony St. Tone of St. Tone. He's here to share a bit about himself, what he does, and how things are in his world. Good morning, Tony. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, Tony, you're a singer, songwriter, and motivational musician.
Yes, sir.
That writes songs with positive messages of self-empowerment. Such a gift to be able to not only bring your voice and your music, but also the way that you present yourself to make a difference for people. You have a unique approach to songwriting, blend of pop, rock, rap, country, to create what you call positive pop rock. Sounds like fun, as we were talking about a few minutes ago, and inspiring. Wow, it fits all the things the show's all about. So looks like you've been pretty busy, though. Over 6,000 shows in 23 different countries around the world. Wow, that is just fantastic. 17 original CDs, and your 18th is about to come out, with 22 songs that tell a story of someone who's waking up to their personal powers, calling it Awake. That's just perfect in a world today that is looking to do exactly that. Several songs licensed to MTV and placed into movies. Wow, 2000 inaugural ball for President Obama, and the official Tailgate band for Tampa Bay Bucs. You've got yourself going on all over the place, Tony.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Well, I love the fact that you've entertained the troops, have a nonprofit, songwriter awards. You sure should have some of those. And recipient of the F. Richard Kelley Humanitarian Award. You are just out there with who you are in a very powerful way, not only with your music, but with making a difference in people's lives and getting yourself out there where people can see you and experiencing you. That's just fantastic. It's great to have you here. I look forward to talking about who you are and what you're doing today and how that can make a difference in people's lives.
Excellent. Well, I've been doing this, I always say 35 years, but it's probably longer than that now. So, because the years just keep accumulating. And
yeah, I know what you mean. Every time I go to say something, I remember when, oh, God, that was longer ago than I thought it was.
Exactly.
It's a good
Who's
thing.
keeping track?
Yeah. So positive pop rock.
Yeah, so positive pop rock. So I've been a songwriter ever since I started playing guitar when I was 14. I picked up the guitar and I would just start writing songs. Around, I think it was probably the year 2000, I read the book Conversations with God. Now, I had already been very heavily into motivational speakers like Tony Robbins and Earl Nightingale, and I would listen to those cassette tapes. And what's really interesting about that is I had gone to a 3-day seminar. It was called How to Do Music and Nothing Else. And the guy said, everyone here should sign up for Earl Nightingale's cassette tapes and how you can get a free one. And I remember listening to it, and it was just a motivational guy, and it was more for business, but I applied it towards music. And so that really already sparked my interest. But around the year 2000, I read Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh, and that really was a turning point for me as far as I was raised Roman Catholic, and that just opened up more of my spirituality. And from that point forward, I started writing songs lyrically that just had to do more about positive messages and positive things, as opposed to singing about relationships and girls and bars or whatever else you would sing about. I started putting my focus more. I was like, wow, what if I could get some of this information out without sounding preachy, but put it within a pop rock song where it's a catchy song and people go, oh, I actually like what you're singing about, breaking all the rules that were meant to be broken. Like they get pulled in by the hook and the melody, and then they realize, oh, this is what I'm singing about. And I use this song as an example, by Beck. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? It's got a great hook, but you don't even realize what you're singing.
Right,
And
right.
so, if music is vibration and it's vibrational energy, and as you sing it, you're projecting that out to the world. If I put it in the first person, I've got a song, I'm a magnet for money. So it's like as you're singing that and you're feeling that vibration, you're putting that vibration out to the universe. So I thought, how cool would that be if I can create these songs that will actually empower people and shift them in different ways. So when they're singing it or listening to it, um, it's empowering and bringing more messages of positivity to them.
Well,
So that's what I was excited about. So ever since, well, I guess it's been 20 years now, I've been writing those types of songs.
and it feels like, of course, you dated yourself a bit when you said cassette tapes with tapes. Uh, we're talking, I don't know where we're going with this today, but to hear you bring, sort of how you are evolving as an individual, showing up as the reflection of your expression into the world, and then have that show up in your music and in the way you convey that. It's like watching your soul show up and open up to share its purpose naturally through the gifts you've been given to be able to produce songs or to play, to sing, and etc. So it's a wonderful thing. You almost look at it. I mean, being a medium, it's like you're channeling music to the world to bring inspiration, spirit into people's lives. It's a fantastic way of doing things.
Well, let me tell you, when I write songs, normally how I write a song is I scat sing. And what that means is I'll start playing some chords and I'll start singing words, whatever words they are. So I don't even know what I'm singing, but I always have a tape recorder ready. And 90% of the time, these words come to me and then I'll go, oh, what was that? Mama said we could work it out if we want to. Okay. All right. And then I look back at whatever I scat sang and go, this word doesn't belong in this word, but the rest of that makes sense. Okay. And so I let the music guide me. I'm definitely tapped in when I'm writing. I know it's not coming from me personally, it's coming from up above. So I definitely just channel it. So it's exciting for me to find out what's going to come through because, I have songs like I Am the King of Me. There's these different things that just come to me and I go, okay. So there's a song I have called Best Case Scenario. And I'll actually have friends of mine sing that back to me because, you'll go through life going, oh my God, I'm running late. I'm stressed. I'm not going to make it to work. And it starts getting into this really bad situation. And people turn to me and go like, what's that best case scenario song you sang? Oh yeah. Okay. So they refer me back to my own work that I've done, so, it's easier to preach than practice.
Whenever I'm giving a talk or I'm giving a class, the thing's always, you teach what you need to hear. But I might have to get with you, Tony. I recently synchronistically ended up with a guitar. The next thing you know, my wife's given me a bit of one lesson at the music store here locally, and I'm already bringing all kinds of stuff in through spirit. Not looking to compete, but I might need a little bit of a lesson to bring the two of these together in a simple way.
Absolutely.
Well, and only if it's a more of a Willie approach, not singing in tune and just kind of having some good melody and lyrics so people enjoy it in a raspy kind of way. That'll be my approach to music because of my voice. But yeah, we'll have to get together and you'll have to give me a few pointers.
Well, I was going to say, the spirit is trying to get some messages out of you in a different way. So it's just a whole different approach. So it's like, hey, you've already been doing this one way. Well, look, now we put a guitar in your hand and now you're getting different types of messages coming through. So I think that's exciting. And I would definitely love to help you pursue that.
Perfect. Beautiful. I am excited about this Awake CD you've got coming up, 22 new songs, and it tells a story. That's beautiful that it's not just a compilation of songs, not that anything is just anything, but I mean, what a beautiful way to have a CD created and a difference that it can make.
Yeah. So last year, I think it was last year sometime um, around April, I think it was, is when I first started. But um, I knew that I knew I wanted to do another record. I hadn't done one in a couple of years. I had written songs and stuff, but I hadn't put an album out. And uh, an idea of a concept record was sort of there. But then I went to a reading, and someone had told me that, you're going to be doing something totally different that you haven't done before. And I remember I was in Key West. My wife and I were on vacation, and I was floating around the pool, and I got a download. Like, I'm just relaxing, and all of a sudden it came to me. It's like, oh, this is going to be a three-part story. It's going to have a beginning, middle, and end, and it's a concept record, and it's about a person who's waking up. And so the first part of the album is songs that are reflecting where we currently are as far as if it's racism and money, power, greed. There's things in the third dimensional world that we feel like we're victimized. And then the character moves into phase two where he starts to get messages, and the songs all reflect different messages that are coming to you. And then the third part is he's awake. And how I've split it up is there's three different alarm clocks. So he starts off in a dream state, and then he ends up in a nightmare, and then he ends up going to work. So you're following this character through a day, but the days are changing as the alarm clocks have different sounds, and it brings you into different chapters. So there's three chapters and three parts to the story. And by the end, there's a rooster crowing, and that's what wakes him up. And there's a song called "I Woke Up to My Power Today." So he's realizing that he's got the ability to change things. So it's totally exciting for me because I've never done something like this before, and I'm using different sound effects to turn. So each song flows into the next, and there's different a lot of different headphone things going on. So it's something that if you put your headphones on, you'll get a totally different experience, almost like Dark Side of the Moon or The Wall by Pink Floyd. It's that type of thing. So for me, it's been a great journey so far. I'm really pushing to get it done. I thought it was going to be done at the end of January, then I thought February, but then I finally released myself to go, okay, it's going to happen in divine time. And I'm just allowing it now to take shape as it wants to, because I was pushing it, and I went, okay, I just got to sit back and just let this thing grow and evolve how it needs to. And I've realized too that as I've done that, as I've let go of that push, different ideas have come in, and different things and different shifts. So I feel like I'm sculpting with the universe. And so I'm allowing them to help me sculpt it.
How beautiful is that? I mean, and I hear you speaking about this. And one of the things that's my purpose is to be able to bring to people, people on the street. I mean, certainly pastor of a church and minister and all that. This radio show is called Just Jim because it's not about titles for me. It's not about what I do. It's who I am. And to be able to connect with people who are looking for answers, that are looking for ways they can make a difference in their lives, and to have you not only speaking about that and kind of walk people through, and people will be in different places. They'll be in that place of struggle. They'll be in that place of discovery. They'll be in that place of awakening. And you're going to be able to, relate to so many different people and in a way that, every Bob, Sally, and Joe walking down the street, they may not even have a discipline or a focus spiritually, but they'll be able to hear, feel, sense, and experience that. And to hear you say the headphone thing, that is so cool because, God, we're living. You can't look around anywhere and not see everybody so caught